everyone, I'm Larissa.
And I'm Brady.
And welcome back to our channel. Hello.
We know it's been a bit. We had to take a pause, take a little bit of a break because school comes first.
Yeah, so I had a lot of not a lot of assignment, but I had the midterms coming up, and I have my thesis to write for this year to graduate. So I think it was necessary to just step back a little bit and focus on priority and come back when we feel ready. So here we are.
I like to focus on you.
Okay. Thank you, baby. I'm so embarrassed.
So today we are going to try something a little bit different. We are going to address how we deal with discourse in our relationship. In other words, what do you do when you have a disagreement or an argument with your significant other? And we thought this would be an interesting topic to tackle, considering we actually have a set of rules, 10 commandments,
Yes.
if you will, in regards to how we deal with conflict and discourse in a loving, respectful manner.
Yes. One thing to mention though is that those rules, we made them as we
went along.
went along. Like
Yeah.
it's not something that we're written down prior and be like, okay, you sign here, I sign here. So no, those
No,
we
it
just
wasn't a
figured
contract
that. Yes,
agreement.
exactly. So those are just rules that went along as we were interacting with each other.
Rule number 1, 2, and 3 were very quickly established from
Yes.
very early on, and I'm sure you'll understand why that was the case.
Yes. Oh boy.
So would you like to begin?
Okay, rule number 1. Larissa is always right. I'm sure you couples out there have these rules, like the girls need to be right. She needs to be right all the time, even if she's not right. So that's why we're having rule number 2.
Well, before we go on to rule number 2, you have to understand one of my personal credos. Happy lady.
Happy Brady. See,
It works.
It's very
It
simple.
works. It works.
If I'm happy, he knows that he's okay. So.
Yeah, I'm happy if I know if I did something right or I did not do something wrong.
Yeah, that can be good too.
Yes, exactly. But yes, rule number 1 is Larissa is always right.
Always right, no matter what.
Which
Your
brings
first go-to in confusion, Larissa's right.
it's true. Which brings us to rule number 2. When in doubt, please refer back to rule number 1.
Very simple. It works like that.
Yeah, so now you can see why rule number 1 and 2 were very quickly established from
You have
very
to set
early
the
on.
foundation, okay? You have to set it up.
It's a good thing the foundation ain't cracked.
No, it's not. Black don't crack.
Yeah. Rule number 3. Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Just
Very simple.
shut the fuck
So
up. Shut the fuck
You feel
up.
like you want to say something. You feel like you want to say something slick and smart, because you know you might be having. You might be right.
You know you're right.
You know
you're
you're
in the right.
You're in the right.
However, sleeping on the couch does not feel right.
Exactly. So what you do, you just zip it.
You just zip
Very
it.
simple.
And it's a two-way street, because it's not
Yes,
just
also,
it's not just
it's not just him.
me. It's not just me.
And Lord knows it happened to me a lot. I'm just like, I just
But
want
there are
to say
just
something to this man.
some times when you face certain ordeals and every ounce of you, every sinew within your body is twitching, and you just want to stand up and scream in response to the dramatic atrocity that you are bearing witness to. And you realize that even if you get your few seconds of glory stating your facts and your claims, it did not help the
No.
situation. It did not. It
No.
did nothing. It did nothing to
So-
help you. So it's a two-way street. Don't do something in anger,
Yes.
as words are a lot like bullets.
Exactly.
You know, once you put them inside the chamber and you fire them, there's no chance of you putting them back into the
Exactly.
barrel. And that's something that we're really serious
So
about.
hold it in sometimes.
Just sometimes just shut the fuck up and hold it in.
think.
Yeah. You know, there's
And let
no
it
reason. Yeah.
Flow.
Yeah, just think, let it flow.
Yes.
There's no reason to make a bad situation worse
Worse.
by speaking out in anger.
Exactly.
You know, and furthermore, just let someone dig their own grave, because eventually
Oh,
they
you're
can
good at
write.
that, right?
I
You're
like.
very good at that, aren't you?
I am a very big proponent of digging a shallow grave. You see, I still want to be able to feel the rain.
Exactly.
Here's a very good example of when you should shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this one particular evening that I went out with a couple of friends, and it was one of those things where, like, I'm calling her throughout the night, and then things quickly got out of hand, if you will. I had exceeded my limit. I remember breaking up a fight in the street, leaving one pub to go to my friend's bar. There was no Captain Save-A-Ho, but I definitely
Captain
traded
Save-A-Bro.
my Captain Save-A-Ho cape for my Captain Save-A-Bro shield.
Okay.
And my last memory was walking down the street, breaking up this fight, walking then across the street to our friend Eric's establishment, Lighthouse, and coming in the door just all in a tizzy, very upset about this, about why can't adults act like grown-ass men and women? Why do they have to act so juvenile? Blah, 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 blah. And then the next thing I know, I'm waking up on our friend Eric's couch, which is infamous for being far too comfortable and seductive. Even Larissa can attest to this.
Yes.
She's fallen asleep more than once herself
Yes,
on that couch.
but that was not a reason for you to not text me, not even say, oh, my phone's about to die, not even notify me in any kind of way. You could have used your friend's phone to send me a text message or anything like that. But he didn't.
I did
Because before he left, I told him, oh, yeah, go have fun with your friends. Of course, I'm just going to stay here. I just want to chill at home tonight. But when are you coming back? Let me know when you're coming back. He gave me a time. I don't remember when you said that you will be back, but then the time comes when he's supposed to be back, and I see he's not. So I wait. I wait and I wait. It's like that's all I do with you. Wait. So referring to the first date, the first encounter, if you haven't seen that video, you should go watch it. You'll understand why I'm making that reference right now. Anyways, so no news from him, and I don't know why I'm like this. I could have just been like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, and then, but at first I was angry. I was super angry. I was like, why is he not telling me why he's not here? So I keep texting him, calling him, no answer. And then I start to get worried. Maybe something happened to him. So I text his friends that I have the contacts of. And of course, and one of his friends, really nice Q. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was trying to defend you or something like that. Oh, maybe he passed out on the couch somewhere. Like, you shouldn't be too hard on him or something like
Q
that.
did reference the couch. He's like, well, maybe he's just on Eric's couch.
Yeah, on Eric's couch. It's very comfortable. He might be like, just passed out. Don't worry. Don't be too hard on him. I was like, okay, this is between him and me. Thank you for notifying me, but don't try to defend him right now. It's just going to make me even angrier. So, and I also think I texted Jesse and he said something like he didn't know where you were and whatnot. So I wait the next day. The next morning, he's still not here. So I managed to find some sleep. And later on, he comes. I think it was around 1 p.m.
No, it was 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, it was worse than that. I'm so nice with you.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So it was around
It was
4.
14. It was 14 hours after I should have.
Yes, and I remember I was
Left.
at your place, and we were supposed to spend the weekend together.
Yes.
So I was so pissed.
In my old apartment. Yeah.
Yes.
And I walked in the door because I remember waking up.
What time is it?
Grab my stuff. Eric, I gotta go. What? Oh. It is that time, isn't it? And like I grabbed my stuff and ran down the hall, got in the elevator, got in the first taxi I could hail down. I come back to my old apartment, and I walk in the door, and there's Larissa just sitting there on the edge of the bed.
I was
watching
so
me.
angry, guys.
Just
so pissed because
Smoke
I knew
pouring out
now.
of her ears and her nostrils. and
That's not
just-
true. I knew now I didn't need to be worried because he was there looking fine. And I remember telling myself, I don't want anything to happen to him, but if nothing happened to him, he's gonna die. I will kill him. If he's not dead yet, I will kill him.
Yeah.
So I was so angry. I just looked at him like I was just trying to like control the anger. So all I could do at first was just staring at him. I don't remember what the first words I said. What are the first words?
I do.
I think you spoke first.
I did. I sat down on my couch, which faced directly into the bedroom at the time. So we're like just looking at each other for a moment of silence. Choosing your words very, very carefully. And I just simply said, so would you like to talk about this? And she goes, well, do you have anything to say for yourself?
I was like, what is there to
And-
talk about? I just want to
and-
fight right now. What do you want to talk about?
Remember when you were a kid and you did something super dangerous and borderline stupid, and your parents were just so happy that you were okay, and then one of them, probably the mother, leans in and just says something along the lines of, I'm so happy, I'm so thankful that you're okay,
Yeah.
because you're dead now.
That's exactly how I was feeling.
Yes, so it was that look. It was that look, and it was that energy in the room. And you said in reply something along the lines of, I don't know, what do we have to talk about? And I said, well, before we talk about anything, I need to let you know that I'm
Very
sorry.
smart man.
I'm very sorry, and that I was in the wrong. There was no misbehaving, nothing bad happened. I just fell asleep. I had too much to drink. I'm very sorry, and I know that does not do anything to solve the worry that you went through
He's good
the
with
night
his
before.
words, isn't it?
And I really feel terrible about
You're
what has
lucky
happened.
you're good with your
But I
words.
just need to let you know that this is my fault, that there is no excuse for this, and that I am truly sorry, and I can guarantee you it'll never happen again. And it will never happen again because of the love and the respect that I have for you. And I'm just very sorry, Larissa, and I love you very much.
So you guys imagine me after hearing like a speech like this. What do you want to say? Why do you still need to be angry, you know? Because for me, I was ready to like, not call him Hayes, but show how angry I was at him and just like keep attacking him in any way possible so that he can respond, so that we can have a fight and I can be like, yeah, it was your fault. So,
She was ready to fight. She
but
was ready to
nothing,
fight.
like, what could I mean, when you're in your right mind, what can you answer to that? So I was just so pissed. And after that, he stayed quiet. And I was even angrier because
Did not say a word, which
After
then
that, he-
unleashed the next 45 minutes of a most glorious ass chewing, highlighted by one of the best things I've ever heard in my life, because she is just going on
Yeah, I
and
couldn't stop
on
talking,
and
like-
on. Like, to put this into context, when we have our own place together, and it wouldn't be in Taiwan for this particular story to unfold because Taiwan is awesome and we don't have to worry really about things like that. But, you know, let's say we had an abode somewhere else, another country, and there is a burglar, you know, there is a breaking and entering call, and the person would get shot. And then as that person is bleeding out, Larissa would then take that time to explain to them why they were shot and why they deserved this. And as they're bleeding out on the floor, they would then quickly say, please, just shoot me again. Please, just shoot me again. I don't want to deal with this right now. Just please, please, one more bullet. One more bullet.
so funny.
Don't you dare stain my rug. Don't you dare stain my rug. So as we're going through this ordeal, and I'm not saying a word. I am not saying
No,
a
he's
God
super
blessed
quiet.
word. I'm just nodding. Like,
and I think to myself, this guy is so smart. He managed to control himself and stay super quiet right now, because who am I gonna argue with? Like, no one.
Yep. And
So I'm just like, you're super smart right now. You know better than to say anything. So I was just talking like this the whole time, maybe like for 40 minutes.
my favorite part was her turning to me, and of course she never takes her eyes off me, rather, so that's a bad introduction, or transition rather. So the entire time she's never taken her eyes off of me, And she comes to my favorite part where she goes, What? What? You don't have anything to say for yourself? You have nothing to say for yourself. Mr. Words doesn't have any words right now. Oh no, it's because you smart. You a smart motherfucker. You know better. You know better than to say anything right now, Mr. Words. Oh yeah, you just sitting there looking so handsome, looking so smart. Yeah, you better shut the fuck up. You better shut the fuck up. And that's how we came to that.
Yes.
And another one of my favorite parts of that story is she's like, don't you dare laugh at me. This is not funny. Don't you dare laugh at me. And then she starts laughing. She starts laughing hysterically.
Yeah, because after 40 minutes, I realized, like, girl, you're just being arguing with yourself right now. This guy is like just staying like they're quiet, waiting for the storm to pass. That's it.
And while she's laughing, I point out, finally, when she asked me to say something finally, like literally, like, you need to say something now. You need to say something
yeah,
now.
I was tired. I was done.
She did. She had to come up for air. And I responded with, well, I'm not laughing.
Yeah, he wanted
And she
to
said,
laugh
no,
so hard.
but you want to laugh. I said,
She wanted to
No, I
laugh
don't.
so bad. Why was it funny to you?
no, I don't. Nothing about it was funny.
So why would
Nothing
you-
about it was funny.
So what-
But what was funny, what became funny, which finally made me lose my composure, is when I know you want to laugh. You just don't dare do it because you're smart. But I know you want to laugh. And I was like,
Didn't you though?
and I just went, why? Why do you think I want to laugh right now? Because your nostrils are flaring. Your nostrils are flaring. Your nostrils, you're laughing on the inside, aren't you? You're laughing on the inside, and I know you want to laugh because your nose wants to laugh. And I lost it when she told me that my nose wanted to laugh.
Yeah.
Because the reality was I wanted to start laughing the moment you started laughing, because it's really funny when you're getting your ass chewed out and the person who's chewing your ass out is taking such big bites that they can't swallow because they're too busy laughing.
It's hard to be mad at you for my defense.
So that was our first
Yeah,
fight
that was
we
our
ever
first
had.
big fight.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Which
so-
brings us
Mhm.
to the next set of rules.
Yeah.
Next two, actually.
Mhm.
Because one of the ways I feel, and I'm very proud of this actually,
Okay.
in regards to how we were able to navigate through our first argument or first moment of discourse, the first real conflict resolution between us as in a relationship and as a couple,
Mhm.
was the amount of respect that we have for each other.
That's for sure. That's
And
true.
the level of trust that we have with each other.
Mhm.
And I feel like the next two laws that we have within our relationship are very much about trust.
Yeah.
Rule number 4, hammock law.
Yeah, the hammock law. The hammock law is so amazing.
So backstory. Your
Yeah.
turn.
Okay. Backstory. So he was moving to his new place, and he was putting the furnitures up, and now he has a balcony, because before in his old apartment he had a balcony, but it wasn't really spacious. It was more like it was
A walkway.
Yeah, it was a walkway. It was very small. So he wanted to have a balcony so he can put his plants on
Yeah.
and take care of them and have his little garden. So I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And his plants are gigantic. I mean, for me, they were big plants. So they already take a lot of space on the balcony. So I was thinking that it would be nice to have like maybe a chair or two where you can just sit and look at the view also. So it's not like all plants, like you cannot even walk around. So, and then he tells me, I want to set up a hammock. I have a hammock. And I was like, babe, there's no space for a hammock. Like, why do you want to set up a hammock here? This is a bad idea. You shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I know it's your apartment, but I'm just here for you. I'm trying to be there for you. Listen to me. Rule number 1 and 2 and 3. So
All of this is verbatim and drawn out. Like,
so just
even the tempo.
hear me out here. But he did not let it go. And he said something. He said, trust me. I got this.
I said, trust me, I know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing.
waited till she was done.
Yeah.
And I just grinned real big.
Mm-hmm.
I said, just please trust me. I know what I'm talking about here.
And he usually, when I push forward for us to do something, or I push for my idea, usually he let me win. But because I know that it's super rare for him to say that, to say something like, trust me, and make it super specific, I was like, okay, maybe I should just let him do his thing.
Yeah, I really
After
don't
all,
tell
it's
you no often.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But every now and then I just go,
when it's important, you do though.
yeah, when it's important, I'd be like, I don't tell her it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Rather, I just say, no.
No, you don't do that. It's like, you start with like, what you do with, like, okay.
It's true. I never say, I never
Because
say,
he's looking for his words, so you know that.
Unless we're doing one of these videos, perhaps, or when I'm really,
Just go,
really choosing my words carefully. Just like,
I already know, that's a clue.
Yeah.
So, and he set up the hammock, and I think you said take a sit or
Yeah,
something
I said,
like
would you
that.
care to sit down?
And I sat down there, and I never left till now. It's been 5 months.
It's almost true. I'll come home from work and like all the lights are on in the apartment, but no one's inside the apartment. I'm like, huh. So I'll come out onto the balcony and there is this cocoon that has been formed. Like there's a blanket wrapped around it. The cocoon sides of the orange hammock are wrapped up like this. So it actually looks like someone is snuggled up inside. And I'll be
It's
like, hello, my
amazing.
cute little butterfly.
Yeah,
And then-
that's my favorite chill place now.
So yeah, she's
And
in it
so
all
that's
the
the
time.
hammock rule. So when he feels like, if we are discussing about doing something and he has an idea, I have one. If someone invokes the hammock rule, now we know that back off, he got this or
Okay.
she got this. In my case.
Yeah. And so that's actually kind of been a big inside joke for us when we're talking about something, even out with friends, and somebody will hear something, we'll give each other a look and just be like, hammock rule.
Hammock rule.
Hammock rule. So as you can see, rule number 3 flows well with rule number 4, as it does jive with rule number 5. And this is a big thing about trust, because it's not about keeping secrets.
Yeah.
Rule number 5, if you need to know, I'll let you know.
Yes, this one is also very important.
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Because it's not about keeping something closeted
Yeah, it's
or
not about
hiding
keeping a secret.
information or
yes.
even like omission of truth. Because that's something we've talked about. Do you consider omission of truth a lie? Yes.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
because for example, if this was a product that's being sold and it had carcinogenics in it and that was not a well-known thing, that product would get pulled very quickly, unless you're Johnson & Johnson. But I digress. Well, I think it's not just about keeping secrets. I think rather it's much more about encouraging lines of communication and avoiding things getting lost in translation. Like
Yes,
for
it happens a lot.
yeah, so if something's really important, then I'll let you know.
Yes, that rule is like, we're not talking about this right now, but I will tell you later because right now is not the right moment.
Right. Either the timing's bad, we need to table the motion
Yeah.
to speak and discuss it, or there's nothing really to
Yeah,
report. Like for example, if
exactly.
we're trying to plan out our weekend and I have to unexpectedly sub for a class, or my tutoring students, they don't show up, and I'm like, well, I'm going to wait here for a little bit in case they do. Like these things happen in our day all the time.
Yeah, that's
Another example, you have an impromptu meeting with like your professors, your classmates, and you're like, I didn't know this was happening. I know we had this going on tonight. When I know more, you'll know more.
Yeah.
And I think that's the aspect of it that's really important.
Exactly.
That this is of importance, and you'll be the first one to know how important it is. However, because of the timing, I don't have anything new to report to you. Give
Yeah.
me the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
Think about the hammock rule. Think about rule number 3. Think about how you're always right, even when you're wrong. You're still right.
Yes.
It's kind of like that. If I have something that I need to tell you, and it's important, there's always that time and that place for everything. And it's no different in regards to you. And it's not just about our past, it's also about our future.